Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX 13 F3AM. It's the Tier 6 French SPG. It's located on the southwestbourne of Oyster Bay, and it's under the command of Fingernail Clipping. And he's got the rotation device and the gun lane drive in Bounty and an ordinary gun rammer. Game on. Well, this is the Arty that was actually made from the AMX 13-ton tank. It was actually very small, very powerful. One of the lighter weight Artys in the game. They made 621 of these, and it was actually bought by quite a few nations, not just France. They were bought by Argentina, Cyprus, Ecuador, Kuwait, Morocco, Qatar, UAE, Sudan, Chile, France, Peru and Venezuela. So a lot of countries liked it. I think the French were having most success down in South America. Rounds out. Oh my god! He timed that one perfectly, and he just wiped out the EBR Hotchkiss with one shot. Excellent. Oh, we just worked out where the Arty was. He's in that set of bushes there. Now, they've got two Artys on the enemy team, an M44 and a GW Panther. It's a tier 7 game, and he's tier 6, so he's bottom tier. And he's just got another direct hit there on the 40 TP for 207. Now, you notice he's actually switched to the non-stunt HE. Of course, that's the one that will give you more damage, whilst the standard stunt is 630. The non-stunt 770 and 49mm pen. So he's going for the enemy Arty. Rounds out. It went slightly to the left, that one. But I suspect that the enemy Arty wouldn't have actually, well, he might have felt the splash, but he wouldn't have felt the stun, so he might not actually feel the need to move. It's another one of the Artys which actually has fewer shells than they should have. You only get 25 rounds of ammunition in the MX-13 F3. Technically, you should have a lot more, because this Arty, because it was so small, had a truck, well, more than one truck, actually following it around. Most of the crew were in the truck. Only 2 members of the crew were actually in the Arty, and that would be the commander and, of course, the driver. They're on the right-hand side, and of course the engine's on the left-hand side of the vehicle. Look at that timing. Perfect! You hit the G2 SP and the CDT at the same time. Now I can hear the rumble, which means the enemy Arty is trying to fire in our direction. It was a near miss going after the GW. Or us. We're lined up again. The G2 SP is almost loaded. Going for these two. Oh, and he's done it again. This time round, the CDT is the one that suffers most of the damage, but our teammate in the Porlac tank was the guy who actually got the kill. And he's just trying to find the better angle. Okay, he's ready now. He's got a good angle. Okay, got 2 enemy tanks on that hill. T-78 and a T-52. T-78 taking damage. Oh, the shell did not get close, that one. Hit the rock face instead. You can see the GW Panther actually fired from this area. Now, that might have been spotted by the enemy Arty. And good job that he did move away from the cap area, because the enemy is now capping. If he'd stayed at the cap area, I think he probably, well, he might have been out of the game. Now, ideally, he needs one of his teammates to come back but he might have to do it himself. It could be the Skoda T25. He's picking a spot. Oh, it's the AMX 12 ton, and he was spotted, proximity spotted. Now, 0 degrees gun depression, but it's basically a similar vehicle. Okay, so we got one shot in, managed to pick up 288 hit points, and the AMX is actually in reload, so he can ram this guy if he can get in. I'm pretty sure. We are taking damage now. So he's got 4 shots in, but look at that. The GW gets the kill. So whilst the 12 ton was tangling with us, he actually forgot that there's another Arty close by, and that Arty managed to nuke him. Okay, so who's next? We can see a Carrot 88. We're ahead on the count so far. If we actually go to the cap area and reset the cap, that will help our guy at the other end who's capping out. But there's 2 enemy tanks nearby, a G2 SP and the Caro. And unfortunately, they did get the reset. They took out our Type 64. So we're going for the Caro P88. That was a stun shell. We did get stun assist as well. Now our teammates are actually coming in to attack their cap. Meanwhile, we're going for the G2 SP, the other end. Only a few seconds left to go. If they can track him, we can nail him. Rounds out. Oh, he got... That was a perfectly led shot. He got that one. He was leading the target, and the shell nuked it, and he's out the game as well. There's only 3 enemies left now. The Caro P88, the Skoda T25, and the T78. So now they're in trouble because that Caro is spotted. We know where he is, and we're about to fire. If he's still there, give it a go. There he is. He's actually pulled back. Rounds out, leading the target. Direct hit for 292. He's not quite a one-shot, but he is in severe damage. If he goes near the cap, he's just going to get reset constantly by the 5916. You can see it's the GW Panther is also working with us, cooperating. So whilst the 5916 is pumping in one shot every now and then, now we can go for the kill. Oh, just missed out. Only 20 hit points from that one. GW should be the one who fires in next. And in fact, actually, it's the 5916 who gets the kill. Now there's only 2 left on the enemy team. So both Artys could now go down the other end because there's nobody up the other end to attack us if we started capping. We're trying to follow the 2 tanks who are actually searching amongst the corridors on the rock. Okay, if we go maximum speed towards the enemy cap area. They found one. It's the Skoda. He's right over the other side, actually. No shot. There's the other one. The T78's been spotted. Trying to dial in to get an accurate shot. It looks like he's trying to avoid shells from the 5916. There's the GW. Oh, the GW gets a direct hit. And there goes the T78. Now it's just the Skoda T25. There he is. Difficult to get a shot from this angle. Okay, the 5916 is probably going to be the one who spots him. He'll come around the other side. There he is. Rounds out. And another kill. Lovely, and that wins the game for a fingernail clipping. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for a fingernail clipping in the AMX 13 F3 AM. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10 in this one. He also got a gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points with his own vehicle. And he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. And that's despite the fact that he was found by the AMX 12 ton and he put a couple of rounds into him. 5,394 was the win rate, which is super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, there you go. Right at the top, 2,426 hit points of damage. Second highest damage was the M4A3E2, the Sherman Jumbo, with 2,319 hit points. And then the next one after that, the Chi-2 SP on the enemy team, managed 2,312. So they're all relatively close together. When it came to kills, we can see that, yes, it was actually the Cairo P88 got 4 kills. 3 kills went to the Skoda T25, to a fingernail clipping, and the Type 64. And the Type 64 managed a Pescucci's medal because he got both enemy SPGs. And when it came to our GW Panther, by the way, he actually got a Starks medal. He took 2 rounds from the AMX 12 ton, lost the hit points, but got 2 kills and was still alive at the end. So well done to him. He got that medal. When it came to base XP, we can see the top scorer was the Sherman Jumbo with 1,121. And then we've got a fingernail clipping 1,030. They were the only 2 players who managed to make it over 1,000 base, with the 5916 getting 871 as well. Very well played. Let's have a look at team detail. 15 shots fired, 6 direct hits, 2 penetrating shots, and 13 splash. Damage of 2,426 hit points, of which 2,138 were at more than 300 meters. So yes, there was some close range action. He did receive 1 hit, and it was penetration, not 2. The other shots must have been fired at the GW. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 3 were killed, and he got 61 hit points of damage assist and 429 hit points from stun assist of 8 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he earned 16,723 credits from the game and 2,060 experience points as well. Very well played, as I said. Let's have a quick look at that GW, because he took a fair bit of damage. There you go, the Starks medal. Very difficult to get because, of course, you have to take hits from the enemy and lose those hit points. And that can be very unfortunate. He actually took 3 shots, 2 of which penetrated, 1 non-penetration. So I think the AMX actually probably hit the tracks with one of those shells, and that's how he managed to survive. But he certainly dealt the damage back against that AMX 12 when he absolutely nuked the guy, because, of course, the AMX 12 ton was focusing on a fingernail clipping, totally forgot there was an Arty there, and that guy did not miss. Home 16 got the kill. So very well played there to a fingernail clipping. Nice scores. Nice to get an ace tanker, a gauze, and a high caliber. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give it a like, and thank you for watching.